Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Crunch Time. I am your host, Joel Moran. I just finished watching Thursday Night Football, the Browns versus the Steelers, and I have two main takeaways from this game. I'm going to start with the Steelers because they lost, and let's just let the losers go first. Let's just get it out the way. Mitchell Trubisky, I don't think he's been playing horrible. I think he's been playing average. He's serviceable, and that's what we all know Trubisky is. He's a serviceable quarterback. 211 yards, completed 20 of his 32 passes, and he even threw some nice passes that got dropped. But the bottom line is that the Steelers' offense has been stale for the first 3 weeks. Is that Trubisky? Is that Matt Canada? It's probably both. And they have a rookie quarterback that they drafted in the first round still sitting on the bench in Kenny Pickett. Now, I think it's about time you start Kenny Pickett. The Steelers are 1-2. Really, what's the point of keeping Trubisky out there at this point in time? There really is none. What is Kenny Pickett learning? Let him go out there, let him play, and let him take advantage of the playmakers that the Steelers have. Deontay Johnson, Claypool, George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth, Najee Harris. If you want to maximize these guys, you have to get them better quarterback play. And right now, that's not Trubisky. Now, I think Trubisky's been playing average. We know he's a serviceable quarterback. But the one knock on Trubisky is that he doesn't see the middle of the field. If you look at his passing charts, everything is either dink and dunks or they're sideline and boundary throws. There's nothing in the middle of the field. And that's something that he struggled with his entire career. And at this point, it limits your offense. So I would start Kenny Pickett, and I wouldn't think twice about it. There's a reason why they drafted him in the first round. Just let him play. And for Cleveland, this is a good start. 2-1. Should be 3-0 because they blew a lead to the Jets last week with under 2 minutes left, and they were up 2 scores. The Browns should be 3-0 right now. Brissett played well, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Nick Chubb had 113 yards on the day and 1 touchdown. And Amari Cooper, this guy was silent week 1. Week 2 and week 3, he's been balling over 100 yards in each of those games. And David Njoku came to play. First 2 weeks didn't do much, but in this game, 9 receptions, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. He's somebody that I thought this season would have a breakout year. But the question for the Browns now is, okay, they're 2-1. They're facing Atlanta next week. They should beat Atlanta. They're probably going to be 3-1. Can their record be good enough for Deshaun Watson? For when he comes back, they can make a playoff push. And after Atlanta, their schedule gets tough. They face the Chargers, the Patriots, Baltimore on the road, the Bengals, Miami on the road, the Bills on the road. They face Tampa. Those are all playoff caliber teams. And you need a great quarterback, or at least a good one, to win those games. And I think Jacoby's average. And I think right now the offense is very quarterback friendly to hide a lot of his deficiencies. The running game is going, so it's helping him out even more. But that's a tough stretch, and I think they're going to be 4-7 after that stretch. And when Deshaun Watson comes back, they face the Texans, Bengals, Baltimore, Saints, Commanders, and the last game of the season is against the Steelers. Now, there's a chance Deshaun could rack off 6 wins and go on an insane win streak, but reasonably, they lose a game or two. And I think the Browns will finish off the season 9-8 or 8-9. I don't think the Browns will make the playoffs, but maybe Jacoby Brissett and the Browns surprise me, and they win more games in this tough stretch, which they have in the middle of the season. But as of now, I think Brissett's doing just fine. These are games they should win. And ultimately, we're going to be looking back at the end of the season like, wow, if they would have beat the Jets in week 2, if they would have never blew that game, their playoff chances would have risen up tremendously, because these 4 games to begin the season is where you needed to go 4-0 against the Panthers, the Jets, the Steelers, and now the Falcons. Although the Thursday night game wasn't the greatest, the Steelers versus the Browns, there's going to be a lot of big-time games this weekend, starting off with the Bills and Dolphins. That's going to be a big-time in-division matchup. Tua, after throwing 6 touchdowns, can he have back-to-back great performances? We have to see that. I have the Bills in that game, though. Another big-time game, in my opinion, is the Chiefs versus Colts. Now, I know that you might be saying, well, the Chiefs are going to beat the Colts easily. I feel like for some reason the Colts are going to come out swinging in that game. They just got embarrassed. Michael Pittman will be back. Darius Leonard should be back. They're going to be healthy. They're at home. They don't want to be embarrassed again. The Chiefs aren't the best team against the run. And also the Chiefs, although they have scored points these past 2 weeks, their offense has some deficiencies that the Colts can take advantage of. But I still am not going with the Colts because I think I just can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. But that's a game I'm also keeping my eye on. Another great game, which is in division, is the Rams at Cardinals. Now, last time they played in the playoffs, this wasn't a contest at all. But the Rams, I think, have regressed. The Cardinals looked good against the Raiders. Their defense came alive. So I think this game will be better than advertised, and I do have the Rams in that game. Another big-time game is the Packers at the Buccaneers. Aaron Rodgers has struggled against Tampa. That's why I think Tampa wins this game, and the lack of wide receivers is still very concerning to me when the Packers go up against elite-level teams. And the last two games I'm most excited for are the 49ers at Broncos, because I hope the Niners go in to Denver and kick their ass. I really do, and I think they will. And then the other game, the Cowboys at Giants. This is a chance for the Giants to go 3-0, but unfortunately, I won't pick them. But take it with a grain of salt because I've been picking against them the last 2 weeks, and they've gone 2-0, and I'm 0-2. But I think Micah Parsons takes over this game, and Cooper Rush has shown in his first 2 starts that he's capable of at least winning a game or winning a couple games. And the Giants, let's face it, they're off to a great start, 2-0, but are they a great team? I don't think so. I think the Cowboys are a better team, and that's why they're going to beat them at home in MetLife versus the Giants. But those are the games I'm most excited for this upcoming Sunday. Thursday Night Football wasn't the best, but I think we learned some things about the Steelers and the Browns. Let me know which game you are most excited to watch this upcoming weekend. Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.